Hey there everyone, I'm going to start my first question and answer session. Since the last video was posted, I've received a very good response. Over 50 messages have been sent. I've sent answers to each and every one of you, but I'm going to talk about the general themes that were asked, and I've managed to condense them down in a list that I've got off screen. But before I start, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's watched my videos, and I would really appreciate it if you carried on watching them and like them, favourite them, and subscribe to my channel, because it really does make my videos more visible to the YouTube community and therefore people who may find my advice useful. So yeah, if you could carry on doing that, I'd be most grateful. Thank you. Okay, so the first topic was, are there any organisations that can help a sufferer or parents whose child is suffering? And yes, there is. Uh, the best that I could find was Beat. Beat is a charity dedicated for eating disorders. If you type them in on Google, they'll be there. If you can't find it, I will post a link right here. Just click on them, and you'll find content that you never thought existed, advice that you would never have thought of, and it's amazing. Yeah, take a look. There's also a helpline for people who may need it, and media volunteers. I'm one of them. Profiles of ex-patients, that they'll give you advice on what helped them. Just yeah, make sure to take a look. They have everything that you'll ever need. The next question was, did music help me? And yes, it did. I always found that putting in a set of headphones and just listening to my favourite music, my favourite song at the time, it really helped take my mind off what was happening around me, and that way I could sort of deal with what was going on. All in all, it really did have a positive influence on what was happening during that time when I was in the clinic. Other things that helped me were things like playing the guitar. I also love playing video games. I was also focused on becoming a doctor. I was working quite a lot. It was all these little things that helped take my mind off things that were going on. And if you just think about something that you enjoy, give it a go, and you might find that it has a positive influence on your treatment. The next thing was, after I was released from Selfharm, was I counting calories? And yes, I was. I was doing that for a few years, maybe 2 or 3, before I realised that I didn't really need to. And that was, again, because I was doing things that was taking my mind off things, mainly food. And yeah, just it will take time, but if you put enough dedication, enough effort into it, you will find that you will gradually wean off trying to count calories, and hopefully soon you'll just be able to eat sporadically, eat freely. I really hope that will be the end case for you guys. The next question was, did I ever develop an OCD? For all those who don't know what an OCD is, it is an obsessive compulsive disorder. And as I said before, anorexia is a disease that is focused around control. Everything in your life is going out of control, and you find that an obvious target to control is food. And once you're in an inpatient unit, obviously you can't control food. So your mind just goes elsewhere. What can I control? And I was doing really weird things, like always finding the need to hit something before I left a room, or washing my hands quite a lot during the day. And the way I likened it in my head was that it was a battle between me in my current body form, which was obviously quite weak. I was very thin at the time, versus, oddly, a sumo wrestler, who was big, who would always win if it came to a battle. And the only way I could ever win against this sumo wrestler was if I outwitted it. And the way I did that was I told people what I was doing, and I kept up my therapy. I was always telling my therapist what was going on, and they always objectively told me, why are you doing this? Logically, it didn't make sense. It's completely irrational. Why should you feel the need to wash your hands all the time? And I always felt a lot better when I came out of a therapy session. I think, yeah, I don't know why I've been doing this. Let's try and do without. Obviously, it didn't happen straight away, but give it time, and it does eventually happen. And yeah, you're free from this need to control everything, because you realize that things in your life are actually quite ordered. They are very controlled. And yeah, it's just a matter of you being able to realize that. Okay, so the next question was, did I ever self-harm, and what did I do to stop it? Well, to answer the first question, no, I never did self-harm. I was always too scared. It's cutting my wrist. It really did frighten me. But I did know people who did, and a lot of them, when I sat down with them and talked to them, as an anorexic, I always felt bad for these people. So I sat down with them and just tried to say, why are you doing this? And they always said to me, Simon, there's nothing happy in my life. You know, I everything in my life is negative. And I said, yeah, of course, there are going to be negatives in your life right now. You have an eating disorder and you're trying to get over it. But, I sat with them and said, there are quite a few things in your life that are very positive, because, I knew them from a personal basis. And, 10 minutes later, they thought to themselves, well, yeah, 1 minute. There are a lot of things for me to be happy about. They may have a boyfriend who loves them. They have a family who loves them. There are so many things. And eventually, some of them just stopped self-harming, and they managed to focus on trying to get over their eating disorder. So I don't know, if you are self-harming, talk to someone about it, and trust me, these people know you better than you know yourself. They know secret good things about you that you thought never existed. So it's a matter of you just going to talk to them and say, there are things going quite poorly at the moment. Can you help me? And they will. Okay. The last question was, what if family aren't about to support you? And common themes of this were either their family are in prison, their family are in psychiatric units. Some of their family weren't even in the country to help them. Some of them were just on their own. And I can share this pain with you. My mum, she developed alcoholism 4 years ago now, and it's mainly because she was on night duty, but also because she couldn't deal with the fact that her eldest son was in an inpatient unit being treated for an eating disorder. And as a result, I found that I was having to treat her when I was released. It was difficult, but I thought to myself, okay, I haven't got my mum to support me. She loves me dearly, but she can't be the rock I need. So I decided to look for people who could. And, those people ended up being my teachers in my school. My headmaster was there to help me. Doctors, my GP was very good. I had friends who just, were always there to pick me up when I felt sad. And if it comes down to it, I will be there for you. If you just want to send a Facebook message, I will try and reply to you. I believe I'm wearing the right T-shirt for the occasion. I will be there for you. I will be your friend if you need it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the first question and answer session. If you have any more questions, feel free to send them via YouTube message, via Facebook message, or just comment on the box below. Please like my videos. Please favourite them. I will be so grateful if you did. I'm receiving an overwhelmingly positive response at the moment, and it really makes me feel so happy. Thank you very much, and tune in later.